What's the set of things around Bitcoin, around this ecosystem that you're paying attention to?
Well, now Yassine El-Mandra is our analyst, handpicked by Chris Berniski, and he's doing an amazing job
He's super, super sharp.
running with the ball here. We've just published Yassine's authorship, two papers, one of them with Coinmetrics, and so you can read all about it there. Those are on our website. One of them, the one with Coinmetrics, is really trying to help institutions understand, are we ready for prime time in terms of institutional involvement in the space? So many people ask, are institutions ready for Bitcoin? We did the opposite. Is Bitcoin ready for institutions? And Yassine did a terrific job at framing, the liquidity profile of Bitcoin in the market. I mean, you can look at it. I mean, the summary is, it's trading like one of the large FANG stocks right now. So sure, institutions can get involved, but they'll have to move in slowly and then scale with it as time moves on. So that's that one. The first one was, the use cases and the insurance policy. I think confiscation of wealth in emerging markets, that's a risk everyone understands, Venezuela, Zimbabwe, and so forth. But I think, even with our election here, or if you looked in the Middle East when MBS basically confiscated his own cousin's wealth, I bet a few of them wish they had,
Yeah.
some Bitcoin and the private key, memorized. So I think more and more people are thinking, okay, we do need an insurance policy. And so what Yassine did in that paper is said, okay, if 5% of all of the people in the world with more than $1 million in net worth, I think that's roughly it, were to take out an insurance policy and try assuming that there's a 5% chance their wealth will be confiscated. If they put 5%, that would be $1 trillion opportunity for Bitcoin just there today, present valuing it to today. We also took a look at demonetization. So again, that can happen in a number of ways. It can happen because of hyperinflation and currencies becoming worthless as corrupt regimes basically lose control. And so I think that opportunity, he characterized it using monetary measures from emerging markets or markets other than the developed world. That was another $1 trillion opportunity. And I'm blanking on the third one, but those two use cases alone, $2 trillion, we're starting from, and that's present valuing them, right? This is going to scale with time from 200-ish billion right now for Bitcoin. Those two alone, we think, are going to be the most important use cases. Now, one of the refinements of our thinking about Bitcoin is the first paper we wrote, Chris wrote in collaboration with Art Laffer, basically was titled something like, could Bitcoin serve as the three roles of money? So means of exchange, store of value, unit of account. And I think we've morphed our view a bit, and out of recognition that the means of exchange role for Bitcoin is really on its network, on the Bitcoin blockchain, on the base layer, is for very high value transfers, right? Anything small, like a cup of coffee or a pizza or however you, no, too expensive, takes too long. It's not set up for that. Lightning Network is making progress. That's interesting. What's also interesting, though, and raises a lot of questions that come up at our brainstorm, is the fact that Bitcoin is, the transactions in Bitcoin are more on the Ethereum network or larger than on the Bitcoin network is really interesting. That's really interesting. Now, store of value, we believe that's the case, mathematically metered. Unit of account, still, most of the crypto world is quoted in terms of Bitcoin. But means of exchange, what does this mean that more is trading? Is it truly that Bitcoin is the reserve currency? We do believe it is. And this is another manifestation of it, that transaction activity taking place on Ethereum is higher than on the Bitcoin blockchain itself. And does this mean that the velocity of Ethereum or of Ether is going to speed up if Bitcoin is fulfilling some of the transaction roles? Maybe. So we're going back and forth on that, because this concept, as you know from Chris's original work, this concept of velocity increasing or decreasing is a very important one to figure out who's going to be left standing in terms of cryptocurrencies. We think it's only 3 or 4 potentially, and we're specifically interested in ARC is in cryptocurrencies because we do think it's going to be winner take most. It's like a lot of our other innovation platforms. The most secure network or the most robust network, the first one there gets the lion's share of the market. But there has been this refinement of our thinking in terms of means of exchange.